good evening, everyone. It's good to be back.
We're back.
We're back. We hope some of you will see this tonight. Don't know many. It says we've been off for 2 weeks. We may have a small...
3 weeks.
Yeah.
It was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it is 3 weeks. Okay. So we hope a few of you will find us. We'll share. I should have put something up, but we'll share something later. And hope she catches. But we're glad to be back with you.
We'll be your hidden treasure.
Oh.
There we go.
So we're back. Hey, St. John Lutheran Church, family and friends, wherever you may be.
And hello, Epiphany Lutheran Church and friends.
We are very happy to be back with you. It was great. It was a great trip.
Yes,
Any highlights you want to share? Anything that hit you?
I survived driving long trips with no major problems.
You did awesome. Didn't even let me drive this time.
No, I didn't.
And I would have been
Wouldn't
glad
trust
to.
the van.
Well, the van's gotta.
But anyway,
It's not bad, but yeah, but it's okay. Yeah. Well, what else? Anything else?
No, it was great. It was wonderful.
It was great. I'll share some highlights throughout the evening. So, I would say a big highlight: seeing family and friends across the Midwest in Michigan, making new friends, deepening friendships and relationships. And one of the biggest highlights for me was we spent almost 24 hours. I wish it would have been longer. Some friends of mine, Bob and Sheila Thompson from college, retired and bought a campground right outside the Quad Cities of Illinois, Iowa. And so some friends, 10 of us, got together from the Newman Center, our college days together. We had a wonderful time together, and I really loved it. David got to meet, they all got to meet some of my dearest, oldest friends that I have not seen in decades and decades, and it was, for me, there was so much joy being together. It was just really great, and I loved it. So, but we didn't get to play any games there, but we played games with our friends Deb and Tom, who we played with on Sunday night, and so that was wonderful. Having meals with them, seeing our dear friend Rachel and Lexi and Kaden, and just all kinds of wonderful stops along the way. Just really, really enjoyed it.
And probably, even though the whole trip was great, what was kind of fun for me was rooting around in 3 different cemeteries.
Yes.
2 of them I had been to before, but we happened to drive through Monmouth, Illinois, where I knew my great-grandfather was buried. And because of but it's a big cemetery, it's a city cemetery, and we were looking all over for Joseph Alter's gravestone, but we found this one picture on findagrave.com. Yes, findagrave.com. Look it up, it's kind of fun. On findagrave.com, we had one picture that was able to situate it, and because of our great detective son Sam, he was able to find the grave, and we were able to find the grave of Joseph Alter, who died in 1904, was a missionary to Washington and Oregon territories.
The states, yes.
The states.
Well, they were territories at the time.
They were territories at the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fought in the Civil War.
Yeah, David's lineage of pastor and missionary work goes back many generations, and he also has a cousin who she and her husband have been missionaries, and so they continue in the great line of the family.
I have a cousin that is still a missionary right now, another one. So, but yeah.
Who's that?
Well, we'll talk later.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The one you discovered recently.
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, that's a mystery. We'll find out. Maybe he'll share with you
That's it.
next week.
I have a cousin and his wife that are missionaries in India.
Well, that's what I was thinking, India. I was thinking about the one who wrote the book, but he's not.
No, he was
Okay.
down. Yeah, Paul now teaches in Chicago.
No, I know Paul. I'm talking about the one who wrote the book that you read recently.
Oh, he's not a missionary. No,
Okay.
actually, he is the son. He is the son of my mom's cousin, but no, he is far from a missionary.
Okay.
In fact, he would be the exact opposite of a
Okay.
missionary.
Okay. All right.
Anyway.
So anyway, we're glad to be back with you. I don't really have a whole lot of jokes. We'll pick out a couple pages to share a few things where David's got some trivia.
Well, I decided that since we had just gotten finished on this big travel, across all these different states, not that these are necessarily specific to the states. I decided to look up, I found 2 sites, one of them that had weird facts from every state. I'm not going to read you every state. In fact, I didn't even print out several of them. And a joke from every state. I'm not going to read all those.
By the way, before you do that, and I was just thinking about this, because I hope next year, my goal for many years, bucket list, is to get to the Field of Dreams in Iowa. And there's been some special baseball games there I just saw. So I'm going to look that up in hopes that next year, if we have to stick in a day or so, we're going to go there, because I really want to see it ever since Field of Dreams movie came out. But we traveled through Georgia to Tennessee, to Kentucky, a lot of Illinois, to Missouri, over to Kansas. My brother lives in Kansas. Back across Missouri to see my other brothers, Tom and Ted, and their families, and my cousins, Mark and Laura, and their partners. And then we went to the Quad Cities. I don't think we crossed over to Iowa, though, did we?
No.
We stayed on the Illinois side. Then we went into Indiana and to Michigan. And then back down again, Michigan, Indiana to Illinois and back home. So we covered a lot of Midwest and Northern Territories. And we even got all the way to Lake Michigan. And we walked on Lake Michigan out to a lighthouse that we had never been to before in a town called Ludington, Michigan, which our friend Stacy, who lives in Colorado, did you see that note? She put up that her grandparents lived there, and she used to go there every summer as a child, and that she and her husband went on their honeymoon there. So that was pretty cool.
And in case you're wondering where Ludington is, and anyone who is from Michigan or has known anyone from Michigan knows that this is how a Michigander will be able to tell you where a place is. Ludington, Michigan is located right here. So
and our
because
camp
they use their hand to be able to do it.
And our camp was in a new place.
Our camp was right here. Now, this only works if you're dealing with Lower Michigan. I, meanwhile, lived for 3.5 years in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which is like right here. But anyway, so
you have been a Michigander.
Yes.
Because of having lived there. Yes. We brought back cherry stuff, dried cherries, well, they're all gone. Some cherry wine, which is going to be around for a while. Mm-hmm. I don't think we brought back anything else.
Unless you come over and help us drink it. So
I don't think I got cherry lip balm. But anyway, cherries in season and blueberries, which we did not get in Michigan this time. First time in many years we did not get blueberries.
Because when we got there, it was closed.
Well,
they're too
it's all right.
late.
It's all right. Next year.
Well.
Next year.
So the Michigan thing I have for you, by the way,
okay,
is I dedicate this to our good friend James Klimola.
Does James ever watch Funday night?
I don't know. He might.
Well,
so James, if you're watching this,
we're
this
gonna
one's
James
for you.
Chris, because I got something about Chris today too.
So Sam, what do you call 40 guys watching the Super Bowl on television?
What do you call 40 guys watching the Super Bowl on television?
The Detroit Lions.
Oh, James is not going to like that joke.
No, James is a huge Lions fan. He keeps thinking that they're going to win the Super Bowl. Maybe someday, just not this year.
He has good faith.
He has
great
great
faith.
Never know. He has great faith. So, but anyway, let's see. By the way, what do you call what this is? This shows that there are Lutherans up in this state.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call a 7-course meal in North Dakota?
I don't know.
A hamburger and a 6-pack.
Oh my gosh. We did not go to North Dakota. I'm sorry to anybody from North Dakota. Sorry.
That's right. Hey, but here's what I'll tell you. I'm all offend anyone. We'll give you this. So the Tennessee joke. Sam, do you know what you get when you play a country tune backward?
What do you get when you play a country tune backward?
You get your job back, your house back, your wife back, and your dog back.
Aww. Good joke. So, continuing with Michigan theme, I bought these lovely puppets. So James' mom, Chris, is an extraordinary, I think she's a crocheter. Those who crochet or knit will know the difference. I've tried a couple times with knitting, and I've never had never really tried to crochet. I'm left-handed, but I'm ambidextrous. But anyway, I bought these lovely puppets. I think they're amazing. And Chris sold them, gave them to make some funds for our Through the Roof special needs ministry that we are part of. So thank you, Chris Climola, for your wonderful ability. Yes, I hope to come up with some puppets. Our old church, Illinois Resurrection, used to have puppet plays written all the time. Yeah. And I'm going to give a challenge to some kids to see if any of them want to come up with a puppet play on a Bible story.
Oh, that's
part of their
fun.
end of confirmation.
There
So
you
we'll
go.
see.
Sounds good.
Anyway, thank you, Chris. Thank you for your just your amazing work. Love them.
Yeah.
So,
That's great.
all right. So I guess I got to tell something.
Well, you don't have to.
So, well, no.
You just did. You told all about the puppets.
Well, yeah, but I'll do a few jokes. So give me a see. All right. Then here's another state, just for laughs. After our parents retired, they moved from a busy city in Rhode Island to a small town in Maine. We didn't realize how small the town was until my sister visited the local video store. Oh, that already tells you how old that is, because those aren't right anymore.
Joe, what's a video store?
She selected a movie and told the clerk that she was going to rent the cassette under her parents' name. The clerk looked at the title and replied, "They already saw that one." That's how well they knew him. One night, telephone solicitors kept interrupting our supper while they're still around. Lord, they are just awful.
Mm-hmm.
When the phone rang yet again, my father answered it. By his remarks, we assumed it was his friend Ed, a notorious practical joker. Dad kept saying things like, "Cut it out, Ed. This is very funny, but I know it's you. Come on, stop it, or I'll hang up. I'll get you for this." When Dad hung up, my mom asked, "Was that Ed?" "No," my father replied. "It was a salesman, and I don't think he'll call back." One day, we were watching a game when my mother-in-law shrieked from the kitchen, "Jim, there's a horsefly in here." Not taking his eyes off the screen, he barked back, "Give it some cough syrup." Okay, whatever. And
Horse fly.
yeah, I know.
Okay. Yeah.
When my daughter asked her husband to take over watching their 3-year-old son during his bath, why my grandson instead told her to stay. Laughing, she asked how many adults it took to keep an eye on him. He answered, 1 to watch me and 1 to pick up the broken stuff. That sounds like a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So,
There we go.
all right.
So, Missouri. A man from Kansas City walks into a bar and says, "Want to hear a joke about people from St. Louis?" The bartender looked at him and said, "Listen, pal, I'm from St. Louis and I won't appreciate it. The man sitting next to you is 265 pounds and he's from St. Louis too. And the bouncer, that huge guy over there, is also from St. Louis. So, do you still want to tell that joke?" "Oh, no," said the guy from Kansas City. "Not if I have to explain it 3 times."
So we should say we visited St. Louis and Kansas City. St. Louis, we were visiting with my college roommate and dear, dear friend Natalie and her family. So we hung out with them. And then in Kansas City, we saw my brother Tim, whom I am flying to see this Wednesday to celebrate his birthday. I don't normally get to go for his birthday, but this is a big one. Now I'm going to celebrate with him. So anyway, but that was a highlight of not only seeing my brother, but we got to do some new things that we have not done before. Kansas City has a very cool, what do they call it? It's not a trolley, is it? What was it called?
No,
I
I think
think
it
they
was
called it
still.
a trolley.
I think
But
it's still like a trolley, but
it's really like
But
it's more modern. It's
very
like
modern. It's enclosed. It's like a bus, but it's on the line.
well,
and
it's
it's
kind of just like a bus train.
Yeah, it was really cool, and we rode it. It was free. We got on, parked down in an area where in Kansas City, if you know anything about Kansas City, that's usually where they have their, like it's the market, the open market that farmers bring their stuff to still today. And we got on there, and we rode it all the way down to Union Station. Now, I lived in Kansas City for 5 years, have visited there at least once or twice a year for almost the last, I don't know.
30 years.
Quite a bit, yes. And could still have friends there and family. And had never been in Union Station. It was beautiful. Beautiful. Loved it. And then There was a walkway I never walked. I don't think any of us had walked, which had no air conditioning at all. It was very hot. But took us into Crown Center, which is right where Hallmark is, the base of Hallmark, if you've never been there. And we had a wonderful time there, looked around. I got to go to a Hallmark store, which if you know anything about me, I love Hallmark stores, and there's not a single one anywhere close to me here. The closest one is Peachtree City, 45 minutes away. But the ones I usually go to are an hour away. There's 3 that I know. So anyway, that was a great highlight. Having barbecue, we had barbecue. I don't even remember what we did that night for dinner. I'm gonna have to think about that. I've been writing down my highlights from the trip, but anyway, so that's Kansas City. So I lived in Kansas City. I have not lived in St. Louis, and I love Kansas City, and I would live there again, except for winter.
Speaking of which, do you know what the best part of winter is in California?
No, what?
That you can only see it on TV.
Oh, yes. Well, that's not true of Lake Tahoe.
Well, okay.
Okay.
It's just a joke. It's just a joke.
I know, but I'm saying it doesn't cover the whole state.
No, it doesn't.
But I mean, the majority of where
No,
people
I've
live,
been in winter snow.
of
And
where
in Yosemite,
of where
it
people
snowed in
live,
July.
of where people live.
No, people live there.
So,
No, I'm saying.
Meanwhile, a sad Arizonan once prayed, "Oh Lord, I wish it would rain, not so much for me because I've seen it, but for my 7-year-old."
Oh.
For the lack of rain.
Yes,
Arizona.
it's very dry and very hot.
By the way, they do have a joke about Kansas.
Okay, let's hear it.
What's the difference between Kansas and yogurt?
I don't know what.
Yogurt has an active living culture.
Oh. My brother lives in Kansas.
That's
My
it.
friends live in Kansas, and
That's
there is an active culture in Kansas.
And meanwhile, to really offend the Mississippians, how do you know when you're staying in a Mississippi hotel?
How do you know when you're living in Mississippi? Okay.
When you call the front desk and say, "I got a leak in my sink," the person on the front desk replies, "Go ahead."
Oh, that's bad. All right, what's the Minnesota joke? Because our friends are going to Minnesota this week.
What are the 4 seasons in Minnesota?
What are the 4 seasons in Minnesota?
Winter, summer,
still winter, yep, still winter, and construction.
Oh.
There you go.
All right, did you get
And
something
finally, what did the Seattleite say to the Pillsbury Doughboy?
I don't know what.
Nice tan. Because they're all.
Oh,
white.
they're so pasty white.
Yeah,
Did you have an Indiana joke?
Did I have an Indiana
What
joke?
about an Illinois joke?
No, those ones I didn't like on the jokes.
Oh.
But let's see. With Indiana, did you know that Indiana is the world's popcorn capital?
Is it Orville Redenbacher?
The home state of Orville Redenbacher. It produces more than 20% of the country's popcorn supply, with almost half of all the state's cropland used for corn.
Wow.
In 2014, the state's farmers planted more than 91,000 acres of corn for popcorn.
Wow.
Meanwhile, in Illinois, what is Chicago known by? What is it called?
It's the Windy City.
The Windy
Although
City.
Bloomington Normal is more windy.
But here's the thing: did you know that the nickname for Chicago has nothing to do with its weather? It's believed to have been coined in 1890 by New York Sun editor Charles Dana, who referred to his competitor for the 1893 World's Fair as "full of hot air."
I was going to say,
That's why it was
well,
known
that's
as the
another
Windy
thing we
City.
should say about our trip. So around Bloomington Normal, where we lived for 10 years, there, while we lived there, they put up a lot of wind farms, they call them. They're the big not solar.
Yeah.
Well, are they
Wind.
solar?
Wind.
Yeah,
No,
wind
wind.
that, collects for electricity and stuff. The first time I saw them was in California when I went out to work in Yosemite National Park the first summer. But anyway, as we came back this time down Illinois, we noticed there's a lot more of them because it is very windy. I would say, having lived in Chicago and lived all those years at Bloomington Normal's got way more wind than Chicago does most of the year.
Yeah.
And we asked our friends, and they said they're building even more wind farms around that area in Illinois, and many of them are much closer to the highway than I had seen before, and they said yes, some of those were very new. So It was very interesting. It's interesting to see the scenic and the land and what's going on in the areas. It's very cool. By the way, I'll have to share. I shared on my Facebook page. I don't know if you did, but a highlight of our trip was the camp we went to, which was a new time going to this camp in Michigan. They have built 175 feet. Is it length or in the air?
I have no idea. I didn't know what the length was. So.
I'm gonna have to ask.
Okay.
I think it's 175 feet in the air,
Okay.
but I'm gonna check on that. Anyway, huge water slide. It's a tube, and they turn on the
Water.
well, but they use what is that? You know, if your
hose.
power goes out,
Oh.
Generator.
a generator. They use a generator to run it. Christopher went down it 19 times. The first time he went down, Nikki, who is our friend who came again, drove an hour and a half to be one of the lifeguards. She asked Christopher.
Actually, technically 20 times.
Okay. Well, yeah, but I mean,
So.
well, yeah, I guess, yeah, it was
He
one.
did it one time, and then you're about to say the story.
Well, and then she said to him, Christopher, did you like the water slide? No. Are you going to do it again? No. Then David came, and he went down it 10 more times.
He decided he was going to do 10 times on
and he
that
did
day.
one for me, so I could
5
watch
times.
it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Then 5 times the next day, plus 1 more, just so that
So I could
that
see
mom
it go
could
down.
see. And then 3 times the last.
We don't know why he picked those numbers, but anyway.
Well, he was going to do 10, 5, and 1, and I talked him up to 3 on the last
Okay.
day. So.
And he did it, and he loved it, and you need to watch it. And David did too. No way, I was not doing it. But I did go out kayaking, and I didn't have my camera with me, so I didn't get to get any pictures this year. But it was a lovely lake, and I loved going out in the kayak. And I could still get in it, but it's awfully hard for me to get out. I have to roll out of the kayak. Don't laugh. So, anyway, but I got myself out all by my lonesome.
You did?
So, all right, just a couple more jokes. Well, those are Valentine's Day jokes. We're not a Valentine's. Those are Easter. That doesn't work. That's St. Patrick's Day. Come on, is there something? There's turkey. No, we're not doing turkey. We're saving all those for another time. Let's see. We'll do knock knock who's there, okay? All right. Let's just go. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Goat.
Goat who?
Go to the door to see who's knocking. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Cash.
Cashew.
I didn't realize you were some kind of nut. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Harry.
Harry who?
Hurry up and let me in. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Doesn't.
Doesn't who?
Doesn't anyone want to let me in? Knock knock.
Who's there?
Dishes.
Dishes who?
This is a nice place you got here.
Ah.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Control freak.
Control
freak
now,
who?
Now you say control freak who? Ah. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Claire.
Claire who?
Clear the way. I'm coming in. Knock knock.
Who's
Who's
there?
there?
Canoe.
Canoe who?
Canoe. Open the door. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Ben.
Ben who?
Been knocking for 20 minutes. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Orange, you gonna open the door? Knock knock.
Who's there?
Amos.
Amos who?
A mosquito bit me. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Weevil.
Weevil who?
Weevil rock you.
We listened to that quite a bit. Heard that at least
We
3
did,
times.
yes. We had a great time listening to music. I would say my favorite new CD
Both of ours.
was
So,
Jean Baptiste. If you don't know who he is, he actually won an Academy Award this year for music for the Pixar movie Soul. If
and
you saw
also
that.
played and is also the
Band leader.
for Stephen
Colbert Show, yes. And he is amazing. Amazing. And I'd say Samuel loved it too.
Oh yeah, it was very, very good.
So we listen to the radio till we can't get radio, and then we play
Pull out
everything
the
from
CDs.
ELO to Billy Joel to
Queen.
and Journey, because if we don't hear Journey
Yeah,
on our
we
trip,
have
it's
the
not
Easter
really my
one.
Did we listen to Journey?
We did.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't
You
believe
missed it.
I
You
was
must have been
probably
asleep.
Asleep.
I was probably asleep.
Yeah. And we listened to some Mary Chapin Carpenter this time. and
Lauren
Dago, who I really love. I love Mary Chapin Carpenter too. That was great. I should have brought some Dan Fogelberg. Oh well, next time. So
I think it's time to hear Sam sing.
I'm ready.
Oh, is it time for me already?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I just didn't realize it. Oh, 1 sec. Oh, there we go.
And then we got a unique song tonight from Christopher.
Oh, yeah. One of the most unique ones from...
Oh, I don't think Mom and I even need to look at the words this time.
Yeah, I don't really think you guys do. I mean,
Okay.
I barely need to. I just need the chords.
That's it.
I think we might have done... Did we do this?
At some point.
I think we did this, like, probably a couple weeks before we left. But, I mean, it's a good song.
We did it at camp too, which is why I requested it.
Oh, yeah. It just brings back all the camp wonders. But we're singing, Lord, I lift your name on high.
Before we do you want to share a highlight from the trip? Anything you want to share?
I got to hang out with my camper Asher, and I got to watch him throughout the entire week. He is the cutest kid in the world, but he likes beating me up a lot to the point where I just left completely bruised, and you know, that was probably
You didn't know how to say no.
No, it's because I liked fighting the kid.
Oh, come on.
I'm 90% sure the kid's going to become a pro wrestler. If he doesn't, I would be surprised. The kid is like one of the best boxers I've seen, and I wasn't even the one who got beat up the most. It was the kid I kept pushing him on. So, you know.
Oh, you're
With
such a
that,
lovely...
it's time for Lord, I lift your name on high.
Thanks for sharing, Samuel.
You're welcome.
Lord, I lift your name on high.
Lord, I lift your name on high.
Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life.
I'm so glad you're in my life.
I'm so glad you came to save us.
You came from heaven to earth to show the way from the earth to the cross. I'm dead today. From the cross to the grave, or from the grave to the sky. Oh Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I lift your name on high.
Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life.
I'm so glad you're in my life.
I'm so glad you came to save us.
You came from heaven to earth to show the way from the earth to the cross. Oh, I'm dead today. From the cross to the grave, oh, from the grave to the sky. Oh Lord, I lift your name on high.
Thank you, Sam. Now, tonight, when Christopher comes down, I will be able to explain a little bit of this to you, because you won't understand him when he says what the song is that he wants to do. There was the wonderful thing about YouTube.
2009.
No, actually, I found the years. The wonderful thing about YouTube is YouTube allows you to relive your childhood for all the shows that used to be on. Christopher keeps on watching a show that was only on for 2 seasons, in 2005 and 2006 on Disney, called American Dragon Jake Long, in which Jake Long is a kid in school that has the ability to make himself become a dragon. So, Christopher insisted on the fact that he wanted to do the theme song. So we will ask him about it, but that's what we're going to do. So, Christopher, are you ready for Friday Night Fun Night?
Yes.
Christopher, could you say slowly, what song are we going to be listening to tonight?
America Clausy's a first theme song.
So, American Dragon Jake Long season first theme song. It was only on for 2 seasons. I believe the name of the group that does this is called Maven.
Okay, but the first season got really popular. It got canceled because they changed the animation style.
Okay,
So
there we go. Our animator son. Ready?
Right.
Okay.
oh,
Yay! Thank you. Take a bow.
Before you go, tell everybody, what was your favorite thing about camp? What did you like most at camp?
Very just like a beer for versus.
So, and you sang that at what?
That's awesome.
At the talent
The
show. And
talent
you did
show,
an excellent
Christopher
job.
Veggie Tales, I Can Be Your Friend.
And he sang
right?
the best I've ever heard you sing. It was beautiful.
You did great, didn't you?
You sang with Dad and who else?
Melanie Courtney.
Matthew Langworthy, your buddy.
Yeah. So
Right?
thank you, Christopher, for being down here for Friday Night Fun Night. Can you say goodbye to everybody?
Goodbye, everybody.
All right, there he
There we go.
goes.
By the way, little known fact, he wanted to do the season first theme song, but in my looking up on Wikipedia, I discovered that the second season actually had a well-known group do the American Dragon Jake Long theme song. Sam, do you know what group that was?
oh my gosh, I think I used to.
They are still around to this day.
Okay, are they like 2000s band or are they a rock band?
They're a pop band.
I don't know.
They're all related to one another.
Oh,
The Jonas
Hanson
Brothers?
Not quite the Hanson Brothers.
Oh,
The
the
Jonas
Jonas
Brothers?
Brothers?
The Jonas
Really?
Brothers.
That makes sense, yeah. Well, I mean, it
Wow.
was a Disney show.
It was.
They're pretty well known. So wow.
So yes, we're back, folks. So
Although I'm not here for long.
no, yeah.
August is a busy month. I will be working on Monday at home if you need me. Got a meeting in the afternoon. I'm still trying to decide about devotions. I will have devotion online Tuesday night only. I'm headed out on Wednesday for my brother's birthday. My brother Tim. I will be back on Saturday, so I will be at church the next several weeks. We will have service at 10 a.m. this Sunday. We are with COVID, with the increase of beds full in Spalding County, and Henry County has declared a medical emergency. We are highly encouraging people to wear masks to worship. It's not required, but we are highly encouraging it, and we will probably have a little bit different procedure for coming out for communion this Sunday, so that we're not all piled up close to each other. I know that several people have shared with me this week. They are laying low. They've been exposed. One person that most of you don't know is being tested, and people are just being more cautious, and I'm being more cautious with them. So.
I'm probably with that, just to let people know at Epiphany as well. Same thing with Epiphany. Actually, we did say we want you to wear a mask during service. Not the least of which is it's not just the fact that we know people who have been exposed, but we have known people in the congregation who have been vaccinated, who have contracted COVID-19. So this is just a precaution. And what we need to remember is, though none of the ones that have gotten COVID-19 that have been vaccinated have been serious, the idea is that even when you've been vaccinated, all this shows is you can be a carrier. And so, we wear masks out of love of neighbor.
Yes.
On all this. But here's something I'd really like to strongly encourage everyone listening, no matter who's listening to this right now. I heard a fact last night. I heard the health director for Rockdale County speak last night at a dinner, who, with Rockdale County, with their ICU close to capacity at this time, and Newton County that is at capacity, Dr. Arona, who's the Rockdale County Health Director, said that 100%, every single one of those that were hospitalized in Rockdale and Newton County with COVID-19 were unvaccinated. This is just an encouragement. If you haven't gotten vaccinated, please go and get vaccinated. This is not a hoax. This is science. This is real. And I want to encourage everyone to consider getting vaccinated.
We want to be able to see you on church on Sunday.
Yes.
And as I always say, God created science, and science is good. Dr. Francis Collins, who is the director of the Institute of Health, is a very strong Christian. He was the head of the Genome Project, and he is an amazing guy, and it's just, we really are trying to look out for each other. So if you're on the fence, please do your homework and do your checking out. We really want the best for everybody, and please check credible sources. No, you're not having your DNA affected, and you're not being chipped. And I know most of you would not believe that, but that is some of the stuff that is out there all over the place. So we have to be cautious and look out for each other. We love each other. We love our neighbors. And and a few of you I know who share with me may not be able to wear your mask, but we will have seating in the back for those who want to keep more separate, and we do encourage everyone as much as possible to wear your mask. So. And wear your mask when you're indoors anywhere, too. That's really what they're recommending right now.
And Pastor Mary said about her doing devotions, and just to let you know, starting this, as we started this week, please know that our devotions at Epiphany will be on Tuesday and Thursday evenings, so you can catch us then, and then we'll be... I guess I have to figure out Friday Night Fun Night all on my own next week.
Well, you've done it a few times without me. Samuel can be your sidekick,
Oh, fun.
He gets that with you.
There we go.
And
we will have something for Friday night.
We will more than likely have Wednesday night worship broadcast live on Wednesdays too.
Yeah.
So look for that as well. And like I said, I'll leave Wednesday, but I'll be back on Saturday. And plenty of time to be at church on Sunday. So
There you go.
all right.
All right.
Well, hey, it's great to be back. Great to be back with you all. Whether you enjoyed it now or later or tomorrow, we hope we brought a little smile to your face. And we wish you all good health and God's blessings. And now as we go, the Lord bless you and keep you.
The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you.
The Lord look upon you with favor and give you peace. In the name of the Father, the Son,
Son,
and the
Holy Spirit.
Amen. All right, good night.
Night, everyone.
Take care.
Good night.